Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, no need to fear. Well, unless you're Stefon Diggs, there's no need to fear. But there's no need to fear. Your friendly neighborhood light skinned man is here. In today's video, we are reacting to Stefon Diggs jeopardizes $69 million contract over BBL chef. Now, Stefon Diggs is quite the character. Stefon Diggs has definitely lived a very interesting life on and off that football field. You know what I'm saying? One thing about Stefon Diggs, he loves to go to Pound Town, you know what I'm saying? Now, unfortunately, it looks like this scenario of him trying to go to Pound Town on the chef might have potentially just cost him everything. Let's check it out.
Right now on WBZ, New England Patriots star Stefon Diggs is facing serious criminal charges. We have just obtained paperwork from Dedham District Court indicating that the wide receiver is charged with felony strangulation or suffocation.
Strangle her for, bro. Did she not cook your chicken right? She like, I need to know what happened. Why did you strangle her? Huh?
And misdemeanor assault and battery. This is stemming from an incident back on December 2nd. Diggs is scheduled to be arraigned on the charges in Dedham on January 23rd. That is just 2 days before the AFC Championship.
Exactly. That's crazy. Stefon Diggs, from my understanding, has been having a good year all year football-wise. And just for it to basically be ruined over this, it's unfortunate, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful with the woman you allow around in your life, bro. One little mistake, it just take one little thing, bro, and your whole situation could flip, bro.
The wide receivers attorneys were in court this morning for a hearing, and we are working to learn more about the incident that led to these charges. We did reach out to the Patriots for a statement. We have that for you here. It says the New England Patriots are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. Stefon has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will cooperate fully with the appropriate authorities and the NFL as necessary, out of respect for all of the parties involved, and given that this is an ongoing legal matter, we will have no further comment at this time.
Something is going on here. You have a player accused of violence against a woman, and this NFL employer openly saying they, quote, support him. Now, since when do these NFL teams hear allegations like that and lead with, quote, support? It's one thing.
Well, because unfortunately, a lot of women have ruined the fact of just believing you just off the bat. You know. Now, granted, Stefon Diggs, do I see him doing something like this? From what I've heard, honestly, yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. You know, Stefon Diggs has done some pretty wild things, but as an organization, a team, of course, you're gonna want to back your player, you know, because right now these are just allegations. You don't know what's true, you don't know what's false. Nobody knows what really happened except Stefon Diggs and that woman. So yeah, them backing up him makes sense to me.
For them not to speak on the matter or withhold judgment or punishment until it's resolved in court, but to prematurely say you support somebody, either the Me Too movement is down to zero, or
now what's gonna happen is if it comes out that he's guilty of the charges filed against him, then yeah, of course they're gonna retract their statement, and then they're gonna publish a public PR statement. Hey, we do not condone this. Basically same thing with the Deshaun Watson. Hey, we don't condone this behavior. We don't support this behavior in our league, etc., etc., etc. You know, this is business at the end of the day.
Somebody's just trying to win a trophy. If refusing to accept your blessings and sabotaging yourself was a person, that would be one Stefon Diggs. I told y'all a while ago it's a lot of weird stuff with this guy, and one day he's going to have to face it all. I thought that would be sometime later, but no. When people go on and on without being held accountable, they start thinking they're untouchable. Yeah, they walk around thinking they can do whatever they want, and they're so rich and on top of the world, it's nothing anybody can do about it. All nonsense, by the way, but this is what true out-of-control lunatics tell themselves. As everyone was preparing to celebrate the new year, the day before New Year's Eve, there was breaking news out of Boston, giving Stefon Diggs a spotlight I'm sure he wasn't asking for, delivering double bad news for his family in the same day. First, it was his brother, Cowboys cornerback Trayvon.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I heard something about this too, bro. The Diggs family, they just been having a rough time. Cause didn't Trayvon just get cut? And I don't know why he got cut. I don't know, but I just heard he got cut too. So yeah, no, they having a rough time over there.
This just into CBS Sports HQ. The Dallas Cowboys are waiving veteran cornerback Trayvon Diggs. That's the latest from our NFL insider, Jonathan Jones. Diggs signed a 5-year extension with the Cowboys worth up to $97 million back in 2023, but has struggled on the field since. He appeared in 8 games this season with 0 interceptions and 25 tackles, has dealt with...
I mean, he doing good enough. I mean, he got India Love as his girl, so I mean, shit. It can't be too bad.
Injuries, there was the knee and then the concussion, and it all culminates into Trayvon Diggs no longer being a Dallas Cowboy.
And hey, once again, showing you these NFL contracts are not guaranteed. Just a couple of years ago, Trayvon signed a contract valued at closer to $97 million instead of $90 million, with incentives possibly reaching $104 million, making him one of the highest paid cornerbacks. But the deal proved ill-timed due to his significant knee injuries, torn ACL 2023, other injury-related issues in 24 and 25, all of that leading to him getting cut just 2 days before the new year. I mean, the Cowboys cutoff game gotta be studied. You know how people say it's a new year and they're leaving all the foolishness in the past, along with everybody that can't sit with them in the new year? Well, they took that cleansing pretty serious. Then the same day it was announced that Dallas would no longer need Trayvon's talents, just hours later, 1,800 miles away in New England, their star wide receiver Trayvon's brother, Stefon, who recently had a spectacular game, a performance that helped the New England Patriots clinch the AFC East, was now making headlines for its off-the-field behavior. Stefon was hit with 2 charges, 1 misdemeanor and 1 felony, accused of attacking his live-in chef and even cutting off circulation after a pavement dispute was escalated. Here's the chef, by the way. And I have to say, the way Stefon's self-discipline is...
I bet that chef making macaroni wasn't the only macaroni noises with that. Oh my god, nigga, that's a lot of women right there, boy.
Set up. Many are questioning, was this woman doing more than living in his house and cooking?
Nigga, duh! You think he hired her just because she can cook really well? You... Listen. Look at this one. Look at this woman, bro. You think Stefon Diggs hired her only because she can cook food well? Come on, man.
And I have to say, the way Stefon's self-discipline is set up, many are questioning, was this woman doing more than living in his house and cooking his food, especially with the evidence that's being presented in this case. Apparently, the chef started working with him during the summer, and she was supposed to stay on at least until the end of the season. She was living at his property in one of his bedrooms, but in November, just after Cardi B, a married woman, gave birth to her 4th child and Stefon Diggs' 4th child for that year alone, Stefon told chef to leave his house for a week. First red flag, because usually when you have company over, you're going to have that chef prepare food for your company too, especially since she's already on the payroll. But just days after Cardi had Stefon's 4th baby of the year, he kicked the chef out the house and told her to take the week off. Now apparently she didn't have anywhere to go in the city. From my understanding, her only business in Massachusetts was her client Stefon. So she flew out of town and stayed with a friend for that week because Stefon was having company, and whatever company was coming over, he didn't want this one right here walking around the house. So after that week, the chef returned to the house and everything was back to normal, except when it was time to get her pay. Stefon refused to pay her for that week. He told her to leave the house, and the woman was like, hey, that's not how this works. I'm on payroll, I have a salary. She said she got paid to be there for him and work for him. She's like, she's living there and she's his private dedicated chef, and because of that, she can't work for anybody else. She told Stefon she would understand if she requested to take that week off, but according to her, out of nowhere, he's the one who told her to leave the house for a week. That was his request. So
yeah, like just like an actual normal 9-to-5 job, this would be a paid leave. In this situation, you're paid to not be here. maybe I guess you could be like, this is well, no, they just said salary, so you can't even argue the angle of a contract job. Well, I mean, you can kind of argue contract job because she's only supposed to be there till the season. Like, it's okay, cool to set amount of time you're supposed to be here from this time to this time. I don't know. I don't know. I'm on her side though. I feel like yeah, if she was supposed to be there to cook only for him, he told her to go for the week. She should have
Her
got paid,
mind, he still owed her for her salary
especially because her salary was probably pretty reasonable compared to what he makes. Like, should be that
that
much.
week. And what did this guy that everybody was bragging about signing that 3-year, $69 million contract months ago do? Behaved like the low value fool he is. He placed his whole contract and his whole career in jeopardy trying to play 304 musical chairs. Stefon said, I'm not paying you for that week. So they're arguing back and forth over text messages while living in the same house. Oh, girl, it's like, you're going to pay me my money. And Stefon, he's basically refusing to pay and started talking about getting rid of her instead. But she kept going on and said that he still owed her for that week along with the rest of the season, and then tried to make him live up to a promise of some extra money that he allegedly told her that he would give her for her business. All this is going on while she's still living in the house.
For her business. That type business.
After a bunch of typing and yelling and fussing in text messages, Stefon went in there busting the lady's room. No knock, no nothing. According to the chef, he ran up in there, slapped the chef up, and basically used some kind of chokehold move. She said something about being disoriented, and then Stefon threw her on the bed and said something like, yeah, I thought so. The chef ended up leaving the house. She no longer wanted to work for him after she was assaulted, and apparently he wanted to cut ties with her as well. The chef claimed she was afraid to go to the police, but when she finally told them at first, she didn't want to press charges, insinuating that she didn't want to blow up her spot, so she continued to ask him for the money he owed her. Then at some point, Stefon directed her to the lady that handled his business. That woman obviously convinced Stefon to pay the chef what he owed her, but she told the chef that she couldn't get the money he owed her until she signed a document that would silence her and keep her from telling anybody about what happened in that room. Oh yeah, they told
And I'm guessing she didn't sign it.
the lady, if you want your pay, you have to sign this NDA. The chef refused to sign the NDA because she said Stefon put hands on her and he wasn't going to make her sign something to keep her from ever telling anybody about what happened. Then according to the chef, Stefon's girlfriend,
My boyfriend, Stefon Diggs.
Stefon's girlfriend, messaged her and called her, trying to interfere and get in the middle of her boyfriend's assault allegations. This is like his third in 1 year. This time the girlfriend was
Damn!
trying to talk to
3 in 1 year, bro. Damn, bro. At a certain point, bro, it's 3 strikes you're out, gang. Like, yeah, no, I don't see this going well for him at all.
the victim, telling her that Stefon allegedly slapping her around that room and cutting off circulation wasn't a big deal. To just let it all go. And then all of a sudden they want to give her money to make it all go away. Which all of this, by the way, was a dodo move. Sending your baby mama side chick to step to another woman about DV allegations is just plain stupid. But hey, I guess she's gotten away with so much, she thought she could be the perfect person to advise her boyfriend on this situation. A very dumb move, Stefon Diggs. Straight up narc behavior. Look, one narc got the other narc, a female narc, to step into the situation to pressure the victim to not tell anybody about what happened and not to pursue charges. And for those who don't know, this isn't the first time Cardi B was accused of defending Stefon Diggs' assault allegations. She also defended him while she was pregnant after those other allegations.
Man, Stefon Diggs, bro. I don't know what spell you got Cardi B under, bro. What kind of voodoo shit you got going on, brother? But clearly it's working. If not, she defended you not once but twice, but maybe 3 times.
Involving a man got exposed.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, him clapping that dude. Yeah, that I ain't gonna lie. That one, that I ain't gonna lie. That one was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a man who came out and said Stefon allegedly gave him a substance and then assaulted him. That victim accused Stefon of putting his tongue in his ear. According to that victim, he had to run all over the place and fight for his life from hallway to hallway because Stefon tried to diddy him. And
Gotta tell Stefon no. What did Cat Williams say? You gotta tell him no.
when that came out, Cardi B defended Stefon then. All of a sudden, Me Too and Diddy behavior no longer mattered to these hypocrite bimbos that follow her. But that didn't stop people with memory from linking Stefon's weird behavior to Cardi's weird behavior, pointing out that years ago, Cardi B admitted to slipping substances to men in order to rob them and said she would get some LGBT man to Diddy a man. And now she's with this questionable DL LGBT guy being accused of just that. Listen, narcs will find each other no matter what. So the chef said Stefon's girlfriend contacted her, trying to pressure her into not moving forward with charges, but that baby bot bodega bimbo babble didn't work, and the chef moved forward with her case anyway. And for the record, Stefon is innocent until proven guilty, but the woman moving forward with the criminal charges, so far she's coming off as credible. In a lot of cases like this, the ones accused of the money grabs, they don't care about criminal justice, and the first thing they do is ignore criminal prosecution, get some ambulance chasing lawyer, and start their accusations in civil court instead. But no, not this one. The accuser this time went to the police and went forward with criminal charges. Apparently this all happened weeks ago, but it's just coming out because Stefon Diggs tried to get the case sealed so no one could know the details. His lawyer told the judge in criminal court to just close it all up. They're going to offer the victim hush money, and it's safe to say that didn't work. So Stefon will have to appear in court a few weeks from now to face these charges. I don't know, all this is really wild, just straight up foolishness, and a perfect masterclass on self-sabotage. To think all of this really started after Stefon kicked the chef out because he was having company over that he didn't want to be in the same house with her for obvious reasons, because those text messages and the way that conversation was going is giving his chef here was serving up more than food. Right about now, I'm convinced the line was definitely crossed here at some point, but this all started because somebody was coming over there. He wanted the live-in chef to leave the house, you know, his private chef dedicated to him only, kicked her out the house for a week, and when she came back on payday, Stefon refused to pay the salary. He said, hey, I told you to leave that week because I had company, and she disagreed. Yeah, she's like, you gave me the week off, I didn't take off, and still wanted her salary. Now, this should have been nothing more than a contract dispute for civil court, but no, Dean Don't Care wanted to argue back and forth and engage with this lady, got ticked off just like other people he's very close to. When they get mad and can't get their way, they resort to violence, and this time he did it to a female victim, not a male victim, because nobody cares that he was trying to diddy a man. Y'all gonna keep acting like y'all didn't see that police report, but he assaulted a woman this time, and that's why the news up in Boston jumped all over this. Now you got Dumb and Dumber sitting up here looking like two fools, once again with their names involved in these weird cases. What's supposed to be a PR relationship and a revenge baby is now backfiring on both Stefon Diggs and his married baby mama. You can't make this stuff up. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this mess below. Shout out to all my OG subscribers that continue to show up year after year, like Mike G, of course Dark Power.
Yeah, I guess with that being said, y'all boys, let me know y'all thoughts are in the conversation. I ain't gonna lie. Of course, it's innocent to proven guilty, but you three people, nah, at a certain point, bro, you had to have done that shit, bro. Yeah, but with that being said, I'll go ahead and catch y'all boys at the next one. Peace.
Our super consistent.
Oh, wrong button.